It's the Manchester episode. How many points are we going to get? Let's go find out. Hello and welcome to Gone on Holiday, the playthrough, where we are of course playing as Harchester United of the Sky One fictional series Dream Team. So today's episode is Manchester City at home, followed by Manchester United at home, with a sprinkling of revenge in the form of a home tie against Watford in the FA Cup, which will be played off of camera. I'll obviously let you know the result of that one too. I've been tinkering with my team now off camera for about 20 minutes. I am nervous. Simply because if you go back and look at our record this season against the bigger teams, it's terrible. I genuinely think it might be one of the worst in Premier League history. So something's got to be done about it. That one thing I did, the one thing, was bring Sabatier into deep line playmaker and put him on defend. So we'll see what difference that makes. Other team news: Sullivan takes Sabatier's place at right back, leaving Bennett on the bench. Baptiste comes in. Other than that, it's a pretty standard back five. Same with the front four. Rodriguez is on the bench, but he's been suffering from a virus for the last 2 weeks, so on the bench is where he'll be. And Moody's going to play his first game as box-to-box. He's usually our deep line playmaker. And I can't decide which of these two to play in which position. I've gone with Moody to do that box-to-box. We'll see how we get on. It didn't work last time. I'm kind of not expecting it to work this time. I just don't want to get thrashed, if I'm totally honest. Would we take a draw? There's a question. We're at home, so it gives me some confidence, but even just looking at the team now, hands together. We're going to be praying. No, we're not. We're going to keep our hands in our pockets. And we're going to try and give them as much fire in their bellies as possible. And let's be nice and positive as well. So confirmation of our team and our formation. I hope you guys are more confident than I am. Let's get our team up and start proceedings. Where are we? De Bruyne free kick. That's not a great start, is it? And good. I thought it was a penalty coming up there. So we get through unscathed. First 10 minutes. But if you remember the Liverpool game, I think we were unscathed for 30 minutes and still went in 4-0 down at half time. So it's a funny old game. And City with their textbook playing out from the back. We do look a little bit standoffish at the moment, which isn't great. I think we're giving them a little bit too much respect. But then I guess you could argue we haven't given teams enough respect. So it is centre midfield that is broken down, and if Davenport could have squared that there, Naismith was in, and I think that probably might be our best chance this game, is to catch them on some kind of counter-attack, much like that. But yeah, definitely always press KDB, that makes sense. But yeah, we just need to take our chances. We've not been great at it recently. And Omer confidently out to catch that. He is playing in that goalkeeper role, defensive as well, which at the beginning of the season, if you remember, he was playing sweeper keeper. So it was only Jamie Parker we were playing in that defensive role. I've just seen we've picked up 3 bookings, which will come as no surprise to those of you that have watched the full series. We'll try and inspire them by letting them know they did a good job. City at home. And we are going over to VAR. Yeah, City at home. We would fancy our chances at the beginning of the season, perhaps. knowing what we know now, with the results against those bigger teams. I'm just anxiously waiting here. And the penalty is awarded, so it keeps up that 100%. I don't know what our 4, 5 and 6 are doing at that back post, but a little bit weird. But the penalty stands. Cancelo's booked, and it's Davenport to step up. And again, silence, and it's saved. I think that's his first penalty miss of the season. And now City have it on the break as we scamper back towards our own goal. It's Sterling, can't get the shot away. Good defending, to be fair, by us. And then we go and ruin all of that by taking Sterling out. The highlight continues, and Laporte headers over at the back post. So with that change in fixtures, with Watford coming in, and that's a cracking ball. With that change of fixtures with the Watford game coming in, it does mean we've got a week off between this game and the Watford game. So again, it's another break, but it would just be us picking up 2 games in short succession later on in the season. So I'd rather have just got these 2 out of the way, if I'm honest. But Watford is a game we need to win. And it's a nothing ball from Lopez, gives it straight back. Yeah, the Watford game's a game we need to win, so I mean, we could probably rest more players than this game. And Davenport's found himself in on goal, and again, how many one-on-ones does he miss? For someone rated so highly, valued so highly, he doesn't half miss a lot of one-on-ones. And these are some long highlights. Baptiste finally gets the ball out. What do we do? Do we change anyone? We're probably looking the more likely to score. I mean, our XG's been inflated with that missed penalty, but I mean, who are we looking at realistically here off the bench? We've got our best front 4 on, save for Rodriguez. Do we have a cheeky go with Rodriguez? Lopez hasn't done much this game, to be fair. We could do with one of the youth players being a really good winger, if I'm totally honest. Rodriguez comes into the fray. Sabatier seems to be doing a job in centre midfield, which is good. Fletcher's been booked and is tired. We don't really have anyone else we can bring on in his place that fills me with confidence to play against City, so Baptiste picks up a late booking, and I think you would have got good money on a 0-0 draw in any of our games this season, but it stops the flow of poor results, poor performances, poor results. We'll keep it nice and positive because, again, we don't want to slag any of our players off. It does leave us in 3rd place, which we'll take at the end of the season. A win there would have seen us go top, but and we have played a game more and even 2 games more than Spurs as well. So as long as we're not losing to those teams around us, I'm more confident of us picking up points against the other teams in the league than I am of those top 6 picking up points against other teams in the league, if that makes sense. We've got a really good record against those teams, and well, the fact that these guys are all around us, still on the same amount of points roughly, would suggest that they don't. So our goal difference, it's weaker than the rest of them, which could come back to bite us. We can work on that in the second half of the season. We'll do the Watford game now, and then we will move on to that possible. It's a double whammy of retribution, actually, this Watford and Manchester United game. But tune back in for the United game, and we'll give you an update on the Watford game too. It is time for the United game. Before we get into having a look at the starting 11, the Watford game, we scored a 93rd minute penalty to win 1-0. They're slowly becoming our bogey team. I thought we were going to have to do a replay, but we went pretty weak for that starting 11. So I'm hoping now that gives us the onus to go on and win this game. We're at home, just finished a press conference telling them about how the last result doesn't matter. It does, it matters a lot. And we've been able to pick the same starting 11 from the City game, which we drew 0-0. Again, lots of good players on the bench as well to bring on whenever. We've still got a few niggling injuries. Probably the most serious one there, and the one that hampers us the most is the Casper Rose one. We've got Kovac, and we've got channel member Matthew Murray knocking around as well in the senior team. So they're not like for like replacements just yet, but they'll do the business for now. And it's just Bruno Fernandes from the United team we've been warned about. So we'll see how we get on. Trying to put my finger on who Callum McGregor is. No idea. So we are third in the form table, apparently. And the top of the table is looking pretty tasty at the moment. If we can get a win here, it does put us in good stead going forward. And again, we are at home, so I'm hoping we get a similar performance to the City game, which we could have easily won, probably arguably should have, especially with that missed penalty from Davenport and close to going a goal up there if we could have squared the ball. We can't, but we've still got it recycled, and Rodriguez just couldn't pull the trigger, and because he was offside. Naismith already 16 minutes into the game, only on the good conditioning, and we get our customary booking in the first 15 minutes. That's courtesy of Carl Fletcher. And Spurs did beat United actually last weekend, which brought them closer to us after our win midweek. 3-0 that was, I think. Rodriguez picks the ball up, back from his virus. Can't beat the second man, Pogba at the front post. Sabatia's going to cross to pick the ball up. Good ball into the feet of Moody. Fletcher, ball was never really on, but Conlon wins it back. Flicked on to Rodriguez, who tries a worldy pass to Davenport, who's not in the best of form at the moment. And Rodriguez finds space in the box. Again, a good ball from Sabatier. We're looking good. And I thought we had a penalty there. We probably wouldn't have scored it anyway. No, if anyone's looking likely to score, it's us, but we've said that many times before, and it's not happened. Greenwood's got it on the edge of the box. We seem to be pressing pretty well with Moody and Sabatier in centre midfield. Little dink through to Davenport, takes on Maguire and puts it in the near post. A great finish from Davenport. Maybe that's just what he needs. I think what's that, his 17th goal of the season, somewhere up there. I'm hoping that that sets him off, especially for the second half. A win here would be huge, and would go a little bit of the way to mending that damage from the start of the season. Looking around at the goal difference, and we'll look at the league table after this game, and that's a worldy finish. Looking at that league table and the goal differences, everyone's streets ahead of us. Cavani's been given offside, and that's a strange one. That is a strange one. It was a great finish from Pogba as well. I'll give him that one. But Cavani offside, we'll take it. Maybe that's the little bit of good luck we need. Never mind. Rashford beats Omer at his near post, much like Davenport beat De Gea at his near post. Same goal, same result, 1-1. United seem to be coming back into this slowly but surely. If we can keep this press up, which again our players they've had a good rest. The Watford game we didn't play many first team players, and Rashford is a little near post merchant. We might need to change things up here because we're looking a bit leggy. Let's go with, I mean, Rodriguez was the player I was thinking about bringing off. But he's got the most energy. Let's bring Mackay on and we'll swap. Will we swap those two over? No, we'll leave Mackay box to box. In terms of anyone else, geez. We do have good players on the bench, but we've got better players on the pitch at the moment. I mean, looking at the stats, we need to be looking at why we're not running away with games like this. And again, Rashford aims for the near post. We'll give him a bit of a... We'll give him a fire up. Hopefully that does the trick. But we need to be looking at possible substitutions here, I think. Rodriguez has it down the right, cuts in, as he does so well. That is something he doesn't do very well. But who do we take off is the big question. Moliano can come on. We'll put our trust in him. And it's got to be Fletcher next, I think. We did bring him on for the Watford game for the last 10 minutes or so. Mackay's in acres of space and Mackay nestles it in. Do we change any of our tactics here? Do we swap out Davenport or Fletcher and go more defensive before we've even had a chance to do anything? They have almost equalised but not equalised. So this is squeaky bum time for us. Let's go into a bit of control possession. And let's drop everyone back in possession. We will sometimes waste time. I find if you drop that too quickly, you get punished. And we'll bring on Valentine to come in and sit in here. And let Mackay pick up the ball winning midfield on support as well. And maybe just put these guys to support. Hopefully, he says, hopefully that does the job. Do we have any more shouts left? Let's go with the focus shout because this would be a huge victory for us. Turning the corner potentially this season, and the Premier League table is going to look a lot sweeter, I promise you now. If you're a Harchester fan, of course. Fantastic performance, and we got the result we desperately wanted. And Mackay with the winner won't be forgotten. So there is the Premier League table. I'll tell you what, I'll pop it into a bigger view so you can see the goal difference as well. So you can see what I'm talking about. We're still 8, 9, 10, 15 goals off some of the teams around us. But the points are looking good. Spurs and Chelsea, even Chelsea still knocking around there. Fourth place is looking like a possibility now with that 5-point gap to Arsenal. They've played the same amount of games as us as well. We've just shown we can mix it with United and City. We've now played United twice, got to play City again. We've still got to play the likes of Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea again. I think Chelsea is our next game as well, so please do make sure you tune in for that one. It's gonna be epic. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please do like, please do subscribe, and again, we've got that golden generation of players coming through, so if you do want to get involved in the channel, just drop me a comment or get in touch on socials. Thank you so much, and see you on the next episode.